Hello everyone, welcome to an easy English story. Today, we will learn about one of the 7 wonders of the world, the Great Wall of China. Listen carefully and read along to practice your English listening and reading skills. Let's begin our journey through history and English together. The Great Wall of China. Part 1. The beginning of a wonder. The Great Wall of China is one of the 7 wonders of the world. It is not just a wall, it is a symbol of history, culture, and the power of human hands. When people hear the name, the Great Wall, they imagine a long, strong wall that crosses mountains and deserts. But many people do not know how it really began. The story of the Great Wall starts more than 2,000 years ago, when China was a land of many small kingdoms. Long ago, before China became one country, there were many states and kings. These small kingdoms often fought each other for land, power, and safety. In the north, there were nomadic tribes who lived on wide grasslands. They were good horse riders and strong warriors. These tribes, such as the Xiongnu, often attacked the villages in China. They took food, animals, and goods, and they scared the people living near the borders. Because of this danger, some kings decided to build walls around their lands. These early walls were made of earth and wood. They were not very tall, but they helped to slow down the enemy soldiers. The people could have time to prepare for battle or to hide in safe places. Over many years, more and more walls were built in different parts of northern China. If you looked from far away, these walls looked like brown snakes lying on the hills. Still, they were not one long wall yet. Each kingdom had its own wall. Then came a strong and ambitious leader, Qin Shi Huang, the king of the state of Qin. He had a dream to unite all the kingdoms under one rule. After many wars, he became the first emperor of a united China in 221 BC. He wanted to make China safe, powerful, and rich. One of his biggest plans was to build a great wall across the north, so that enemies could no longer enter the land easily. He ordered his people to connect the old walls and to build new ones where there were gaps. The work began, and it was very hard. There were no modern tools or machines. Everything was done by hand. Thousands of workers, soldiers, and even prisoners were sent to the mountains and deserts. They carried heavy stones and soil on their backs. The weather was sometimes very cold and sometimes very hot. Many workers became sick or died, but the building continued. The emperor wanted the wall to be strong and long enough to protect the new empire. The Great Wall was not just a wall. It was also a road for soldiers and horses. It had watchtowers where guards could stand and look far across the land. When they saw danger, they used smoke during the day and fire at night to send messages quickly. In this way, soldiers could warn each other about enemy attacks even from many kilometers away. The wall became like a silent army that watched over China day and night. When the first part of the Great Wall was finished, it stretched for thousands of kilometers. It went over high mountains, deep valleys, and wide deserts. From the top, soldiers could see everything around them. For the people of China, the wall became a symbol of strength and safety. It showed that their emperor was powerful and that their land was united. However, for the workers who built it, the wall also represented hard work, pain, and sacrifice. The wall changed over time. After Emperor Qin Shi Huang died, other dynasties repaired and rebuilt it. Some added new parts, and others made it stronger with bricks and stones. Each emperor wanted to leave his mark on the wall. During the Han Dynasty, the wall was used to protect trade routes such as the Silk Road. Traders from the west brought goods like horses and glass, and they took silk, tea, and paper from China. The Great Wall stood near this road like a guardian watching the movement of people and goods. Even though the wall could not stop every attack, it helped China stay safe for centuries. It made travel and trade more secure, and it gave the people a feeling of pride. They saw the Great Wall as proof that humans could build something incredible even with simple tools. Today, when people look at old pictures or visit the wall, they can still feel the power of that ancient dream, to build something so great that it would last forever. The Great Wall of China began as a plan for protection, but over time, it became something much greater. It became a wonder of the world, a story of unity, and a lesson in human history. It tells us that when people work together, they can build something that stands for thousands of years. The stones may be old, but the meaning is still alive. The Great Wall continues to remind us that strength, courage, and vision can shape not only a country, but also the story of all humanity. Part 2. Life along the wall. When the Great Wall was first completed, it was not only a huge wall made of stones and earth. It was also a living place. Many people worked, lived, and even died near the wall. For centuries, the wall was full of life, not just soldiers but also farmers, traders, and families. It was a border, a road, and a home for many people. Every brick carried a story of hard work, hope, and survival. The northern part of China, where the wall stands, has a very different climate. Winters are long and cold, with strong winds and snow. Summers can be hot and dry. The land is full of mountains and deserts. Because of this, living near the wall was never easy. Soldiers had to face not only enemies but also nature. They stayed in small watchtowers or forts along the wall. These towers were their homes for months or even years. A typical soldier's life on the wall was simple and hard. Every morning, he woke up early to check the area. He climbed to the top of the wall and looked far into the distance. If he saw smoke or moving dust, it could mean enemies or travelers were coming. The soldiers always had to be ready. They practiced fighting, repaired broken parts of the wall, and took turns watching at night. They cooked simple food, like rice or soup, and used fire to keep warm during cold nights. Sometimes, the soldiers felt lonely. The wall was long and far from big cities. Letters from home took many weeks to arrive, if they arrived at all. To make life easier, small villages started to grow near the wall. Families of soldiers, farmers, and workers built houses there. They planted crops and raised animals to feed the soldiers. Over time, these small villages became busy places full of trade and daily life. The Great Wall also became a part of trade routes. During the Han Dynasty, a very important road called the Silk Road passed near the wall. This road connected China to Central Asia, the Middle East, and even Europe. Traders carried silk, tea, paper, and other goods from China to faraway lands. In return, they brought horses, glass, spices, and ideas from other cultures. At night, some traders stopped near the wall for safety. They shared stories, food, and languages. The wall, which was built to separate people, also became a bridge between cultures. Along the wall, there were many gates. These gates were used for trade and travel. People could enter or leave the country through them. Guards at the gates checked who came in and who went out. Some gates became famous markets where Chinese people and nomads met to buy and sell goods. Sheep, wool, salt, and weapons changed hands. It was a place of exchange, of things, but also of ideas and friendship. However, not everything around the wall was peaceful. There were still battles and danger. When enemies attacked, the soldiers had to defend their part of the wall. They used bows, arrows, and stones. They burned fires on the towers to send warning messages. The smoke signals traveled from one tower to another very fast. In a short time, the message could reach thousands of soldiers. This early communication system was one of the smartest ideas of that time. During quiet times, the soldiers repaired the wall. The wind, rain, and sand damaged it every year. They filled cracks, replaced broken stones, and made sure the towers were strong. They also trained young soldiers, teaching them how to fight and survive in the mountains. Life on the wall was full of work, but also pride. The soldiers believed they were protecting not just land, but their families and people. The Great Wall also had an emotional meaning for many. When people looked at it, they felt proud of their country. The wall was a sign of unity and protection. But for others, especially those who built it, the wall was a reminder of pain. Thousands of workers lost their lives during its construction. Some families never saw their loved ones again. Stories about their sacrifices became part of Chinese history and legend. Despite all the suffering, the wall brought a kind of peace. It helped China control its borders and protect its culture. It also gave people time to develop art, science, and farming. Without the wall, China's history might have been very different. It allowed people inside the country to grow in safety and confidence. Even today, when you walk on the Great Wall, you can imagine what life was like hundreds of years ago. You can see the mountains stretching far away, feel the strong wind, and think about the men and women who lived and worked there. Their footsteps are gone, but their spirit still lives in every stone. The Great Wall was more than a defense. It was a community, a home, and a part of people's hearts. The Great Wall of China shows that life, even in difficult places, can continue and grow. It reminds us that hard work, courage, and cooperation can turn danger into peace. Every person who lived near the wall added something to its story. That is why, even today, it stands not only as a wall of stone but as a wall of human history, filled with memories, dreams, and hope. Part 3. Legends and Stories of the Wall. The Great Wall of China is not only a great building of stones and bricks. It is also a place of many stories and legends. For more than 2,000 years, people have told tales about love, loss, bravery, and magic that happened near the wall. These stories make the wall more than a piece of history, they make it a part of the human heart. When people visit the wall today, they do not only see stones, they also feel the emotions and dreams of those who lived long ago. One of the most famous stories is about a woman named Meng Jiangnü. This legend is known by almost every Chinese person. A long time ago, when the wall was being built, many men were taken from their homes to work on it. They were forced to travel far away and work in very hard conditions. One of those men was Meng Jiangnü's husband. He was sent to the north soon after their wedding, and she never heard from him again. Months passed, and winter came. Meng Jiangnü waited, but her husband did not return. She worried about him day and night. Finally, she decided to go and find him. She walked for many days and nights, through mountains, rivers, and deserts. Her clothes became torn, and her feet were covered with dust, but she did not stop. She followed the road that led to the Great Wall. When she arrived, she asked everyone about her husband. Some people told her that many workers had died from the cold and hunger. She searched and searched until she learned the truth. Her husband had died and was buried near the wall. She was heartbroken. She sat down and cried for many days. Her tears were so strong, the story says, that part of the wall collapsed. Even the stones could not stand against her sadness. People say this story shows how much love and pain are behind the Great Wall. It is not only a story of one woman, but a symbol of all the families who lost someone during its construction. The legend of Meng Jiangnü reminds us that behind every great work, there are human lives and emotions. There are also other stories about the wall. Some say that it is so long that you can see it from the moon. This is not true, but it shows how powerful and mysterious people think the wall is. Others believe there are hidden treasures inside it, gold, weapons, or messages from the past. Some travelers say that at night, when the wind blows through the mountains, you can hear voices of old soldiers guarding the wall. It is as if the wall still has a soul of its own. Another popular legend tells of a dragon. According to old stories, a great dragon helped the builders find the best path for the wall. The dragon flew across the mountains and deserts, and the workers followed its trail. They built the wall along the dragon's back, making it strong and balanced with nature. That is why the Great Wall twists and turns like a dragon lying across the land. Even today, when people see the wall from above, they say it looks alive, like a dragon protecting China. Some stories also tell about brave generals who fought on the wall. They protected their people against invaders and became heroes in Chinese history. There were men who stayed loyal to their country even when they were outnumbered, and women who disguised themselves as soldiers to join the battle. These tales are part of China's long tradition of honor and courage. The Great Wall also appears in art, songs, and poetry. Poets have written about its beauty and power. They described the endless mountains, the sound of the wind, and the loneliness of soldiers watching from the towers. Painters have shown the wall under the sun, in snow, and in mist, making it look both strong and peaceful. Musicians have written songs that make people remember the past and feel proud of their history. For the Chinese people, the Great Wall is more than a building. It is a symbol of national spirit. It stands for strength, endurance, and unity. Even though it was built during times of fear and war, it has become a sign of peace and pride. When people tell stories about it, they are also telling stories about themselves, about love, bravery, and the will to survive. Every legend gives the Great Wall new life. The stones may be old, but the stories are alive in the hearts of the people. When a child hears the story of Meng Jiangnü for the first time, they learn not just about the wall, but about kindness, love, and sacrifice. When travelers from other countries hear these tales, they understand that the Great Wall is not just a place to visit, it is a part of human culture. The Great Wall teaches us that history is not only made of kings and wars. It is also made of simple people, the builders, the soldiers, and the families. Their pain, hope, and courage built something that has lasted for thousands of years. That is why, even today, when you walk on the Great Wall and touch its cold stones, you can almost feel the heartbeat of those who came before. The wall speaks without words, telling stories of love, loss, and strength that will never be forgotten. Part 4. The Wall Today and its Legacy. Today, the Great Wall of China is one of the most famous landmarks in the world. It is not only an old wall of stone, it is a living memory of the past and a symbol of human strength. Millions of people travel from around the world to see it every year. When they stand on the wall and look at the mountains and valleys below, they feel something powerful. They can imagine the hands that built it, the lives that were lost, and the centuries that have passed since the first stones were placed. The Great Wall stretches across more than 20,000 kilometers, passing through mountains, deserts, and grasslands. Some parts are strong and well protected, especially near Beijing, where tourists can visit easily. Other parts are broken and covered with grass, lost in the wild countryside. These old sections remind us how ancient the wall truly is. It has faced wind, rain, snow, earthquakes, and time itself, and it still stands. Because of its size and history, the Great Wall became a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1987. This means it is officially protected as one of the most important cultural treasures in the world. China has made great efforts to preserve it. Many workers and historians study how to repair old stones without changing the wall's original look. Engineers work carefully, using both modern technology and traditional skills to keep it safe for the future. However, protecting such a long wall is not easy. Some parts are in danger because of natural weathering, while others are damaged by people who take bricks or draw graffiti. In some areas, the wall has almost disappeared because the local people used the stones for houses or farms many years ago. The Chinese government now teaches people that the wall is a national treasure, not just a pile of rocks. Schools, museums, and TV programs help everyone understand its value and learn how to protect it. For tourists, visiting the Great Wall is an unforgettable experience. They walk on the stones where ancient soldiers once stood. Some climb the steep stairs and look at the endless mountains stretching like waves. Others sit quietly and feel the wind, thinking about the history behind every brick. The view is different in every season: green in spring, golden in autumn, white in winter. Each season gives the wall a new face, but its soul never changes. The wall is also a place where people learn about teamwork and human effort. It was built not by machines but by millions of human hands over hundreds of years. Each dynasty added something new, making it longer and stronger. It shows what humans can achieve when they work together for a common goal. The Great Wall tells a story of patience, vision, and unity. In modern times, the Great Wall has also become a symbol of peace. Long ago, it was built for war and protection, but now it brings people together from all around the world. Tourists from many countries meet there, take photos, and share smiles. Artists, writers, and filmmakers use it as inspiration. The wall appears in movies, books, and songs. It reminds everyone that history belongs to all of us, not just one country. Chinese people feel deep pride when they think of the Great Wall. It represents their long history, strong spirit, and cultural identity. In schools, children learn about it from an early age. They visit it with their families, climb the stairs, and listen to guides tell stories about the emperors, the soldiers, and the workers who built it. These trips help young generations understand their roots and respect the past. The Great Wall is also important for the environment. Many plants and animals live near it, especially in mountain areas. Some scientists study these regions to protect nature and understand how human history and the environment connect. The wall reminds us that human achievements and nature can exist side by side if we care for both. In recent years, technology has made it easier to explore the wall. Drones and digital maps help researchers measure its full length and find lost sections. Virtual reality allows people who cannot travel to see it online. This new way of sharing helps more people around the world appreciate the Great Wall's greatness and beauty. But perhaps the most important thing about the Great Wall is what it teaches us about time. It has stood for more than 2,000 years. Empires have risen and fallen, but the wall remains. It tells us that human effort can last beyond a lifetime. It reminds us that our actions today can shape the future for generations to come. When you walk on the Great Wall, you walk through history. You walk on the dreams of the past, the struggles of the workers, and the vision of the emperors. You touch the same stones that have seen both war and peace. You look at the same sky that ancient soldiers once looked at while guarding their homeland. It is a place where time meets eternity. The Great Wall of China is truly one of the 7 wonders of the world. It was built for protection, but it became a monument to human spirit. It shows how far people can go when they believe in something greater than themselves. Every step on the wall is a step through time, a reminder that courage, unity, and hope can build wonders that never fade.